Okey, baik. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum dan selamat. Selamat. Okey, kejap ya. Okey. Dan selamat datang Aish, Iza dan Renusha. Hopefully all of you have already eaten. Selamat datang juga Naim dan Atif Rifki. Hari ni kita nak sambung komposisi kimia dalam sel. So hopefully before we start ni, I hope that you are all well rested dan dah dinner. Semua ni dah dinner ke belum ni?
Dah.
Okay. Dah.
Rest.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your response. So hopefully you are well rested and and already kenyang lah ya. Alright, so kita nak tengok komposisi kimia, chemical composition of the cell atau komposisi kimia dalam sel. Bila saya reflect balik kelas kita yang first hari tu, saya dapat tahu ada dalam kalangan kita yang belajar dalam bahasa Melayu. So all of my notes are in dua bahasa lah after this. Alright, so let's start first. So in chemical composition of the cell, kita akan tengok characteristic of water, a bit of an introduction before we discuss more about water in Form 5 chapter nanti. Lepas tu kita akan tengok carbohydrate, protein, lipid and also nucleic acid. So let's start with water lah. Okay. So, bila kita bercakap mengenai air, kita tahu air ada H2O kan, dia punya elements dia. Elements dia ada hydrogen and also oxygen. And bila oxygen and hydrogen ni combine with each other, they are basically elements that make up a polar water molecule, iaitu atau dalam bahasa Melayu ni kita kata air molekul air ni molekul air ni adalah satu molekul yang berkutub. Why? Because the oxygen end of the water molecule is slightly negative, where the hydrogen end is slightly positive. Okay, now selain daripada itu, when we know that a part of it is negatively charged and a part of it is positively charged, indicated by delta negatif dengan delta positif tu, so kita tahulah between water molecules ni, they can make a bond with each other. Boleh terikat antara satu sama lain pada hujung negatif dan pada hujung positif. So this particular bond between them, ikatan antara water molecules ni kita panggil sebagai ikatan hidrogen atau hydrogen bond. And at the same time, if they are substances that dissolve in water, kenapa substance to dissolve in water? Because that particular substance are separated from each of the elements that make up the substance by the water molecule. So bila ada sesuatu bahan tu boleh larut dalam air, elemen-elemen yang membentuk bahan tersebut terpisah antara satu sama lain. Jadi bila dia terpisah, elemen tu dihalang untuk bersatu semula sebab water molecules are surrounding the elements that make up the substance. Sebagai contoh garam lah. So garam NaCl, dia ada Na plus and Cl minus. So the Na plus component will attract the negative part of the water molecule. Sebab itulah oksigen penuh keliling Na plus. Manakala Cl minus tu pula akan attract the positive part of the water molecules. Sebab tu kita nampak keliling tu penuh dengan hydrogen and of water molecules. So this particular characteristic of water allow it to become a universal solvent. Sebab dia boleh buat hydrogen bond, sebab dia adalah molekul berkutub, menyebabkan air adalah pelarut universal. So before we move on further, another thing about water is its movement is defined by cohesion and adhesion. Pergerakan molekul air dalam sesuatu salur boleh dilihat disebabkan oleh lekitan, daya lekitan dan daya lekatan. What is cohesion? What is adhesion? Apa maksud cohesion dan lekitan? Apa maksud lekatan? Boleh kamu tulis definisi dia kat sini? Okey, jom kita check sama-sama. What is defined by cohesion? What is defined by adhesion? Boleh tengok pada rajah tu, kamu rasa apa? Kalau cohesion tu, molekul air dia macam mana? Kalau adhesion tu, molekul air tu tertarik dengan siapa? Kalau cohesion tu, molekul air tertarik dengan siapa? Okay, I can see that many of you have started writing over there. Saya nak tengok kamu boleh recall balik tak cohesion dan adhesion. Which is good, most of you boleh recall. Okay, so bila kita sebut cohesion and adhesion, basically kita nak tengok cohesion ni water molecules attracted dengan siapa? Adhesion ni water molecules attracted dengan siapa? So I agree with Naim dengan Aish juga, I agree with both of you when you say cohesion, water molecules attached to each other, attracted to each other atau stick to one another seperti yang dicadangkan oleh Aish Naufal dan juga Naim. Manakala mari kita tengok pula adhesion. Okay. What is your idea about adhesion? Aish Naufal punya jawapan tu macam tak habis tu, macam kena tulis lagi tu. Boleh tambah lagi, enables what? Okay, untuk adhesion pula, dia sedikit berbeza kan. Water molecules tu attracted to other substances atau attached to other surfaces kan. Because it is attracted to other substances, therefore, it can be attached to other surfaces. Okay, stick to other. Aish dia guna perkataan stick tu stick to. Boleh, tak ada masalah. Okay, sama juga seperti cadangan Atif. Atif mencadangkan cohesion is a water molecule attached to each other. Adhesion is water molecule attached to other surfaces. Okay, so because of this ability of water to do cohesion and also adhesion, we can see that water can be transported in a straight and continuous column. Bila kita sedut straw misalnya, air tu membentuk satu kolom yang straight, tidak putus-putus because of cohesion. And then why it can be transported inside the straw that we use? Kenapa boleh masuk dalam straw? Boleh memenuhkan ruang dalam straw? Sebab daya adhesion pula. Alright. So, another characteristic of water molecules, kita tengok kat sini ialah water has very high heat capacity. Mempunyai muatan haba yang tinggi. Maksud dia, dia akan serap banyak tenaga haba dulu. It will absorb a lot of energy first. Then, baru temperature naik 1 darjah Celsius. So, this ability enables water to stay relatively at the same temperature walaupun berubah dari pagi ke malam, for example. So, one application of knowledge regarding high heat capacity ni ialah mengenai kita punya proses perspiration. So, let's take a look at this particular question. So this diagram shows formation of sweat on the skin. So when we sweat, after some time, our sweat helps to cool our body, kan? So can you explain how perspiration helps to lower body temperature? Okay, 2 marks kat situ. 2 marks tu to indicate kita punya points atau konsep atau keywords hendaklah diterangkan dalam 2 ayat yang berbeza. Mari kita cuba. So, what happens when we perspire? Macam mana daripada formation of sweat tu causes our body temperature decreases. Okay, so take a look at the diagram. Cuba tengok pada diagram tu kan. Dia ada beberapa indication kat situ kan. It started off with liquid sweat. Lepas tu ada arrow keluar ke atas. Dia jadi ada label pula kat situ. Ada satu proses kat situ. So what happens there? Kenapa dia boleh berubah? Kenapa ada arrow perubahan tu? Okay. So, bila kita berpeluh kan, when we sweat, okay, the sweat, liquid sweat goes to the surface of our skin kan. Lepas tu, sweat tu berubah jadi apa? Proses apa yang berlaku kat situ? Kenapa mula kita rasa kulit kita basah, lepas tu kulit kita kering? So, what is the process that occurs there? The sweat, the liquid sweat tukar jadi apa? Dan nama proses dia apa? Okay, good. Sweat turns to gas, turns to water vapor. So, nama proses dia apa? Yes, very good. So, bila kita perspire, kita akan secrete liquid sweat on the surface of the skin. Kita akan bebaskan peluh dalam bentuk cecair kan pada permukaan badan kita. So, bila bila peluh tu dah sampai permukaan badan, the water molecules in the sweat, water molecules absorb heat energy from our body, then it turns to water vapor, kan? Water molecule absorb heat energy from our body, then it evaporates from the skin to the surrounding environment. Okay, nama proses evaporation pun bagus untuk kita isi jugalah. Okay, kita tulis kat situ lah. So the sweat absorb the heat energy from our body and evaporated to the surrounding environment. So kita tak boleh sebut body apa? Soalan dia sebut apa tadi? Lower body temperature. Kita tak boleh ulang dah lower body temperature tu dalam jawapan kita. Kita cakaplah dalam bentuk yang lebih kurang sama tapi menggunakan perkataan yang lain, iaitu our body becomes cooler, kan? Our body becomes cooler. So ada 3 poin kat situ. Water molecule absorb heat, lepas tu evaporate from the skin to the surrounding environment. So dia punya final result is the body becomes cooler. Okay. Water absorb heat energy. Lepas tu water molecules evaporate from the skin to the surrounding environment, and then the body becomes cooler. Okay, nanti the next part we want to take a look at carbohydrate pula. Okay, kita nak tengok carbohydrate pula. So I give you another 30 seconds ya untuk ni. Okay, tolong tambah kat situ. Water molecules absorb heat energy from the body and turns into water vapor. Tambah sikit. Turns into water vapor. Tak habis tu ayat tu. Turns into water vapor. Okay. So, macam kamu tulis kat sini, perspiration helps to lower body temperature. Instead of kamu tulis perspiration helps to lower body temperature. Okay, sebab kamu dah tulis kat bawah tu the body becomes cooler, boleh lah. Boleh. Teruskan. Okay ya, so macam biasa, saya akan screenshot satu sampel jawapan and sekejap ya. And send it to our Telegram lah. Okay, so ada satu sampel jawapan saya pamerkan dalam Google Meet. Boleh tengok dekat Google Meet ya. Okay, so satu sampel jawapan saya sedang pamer sekarang dan juga satu sampel jawapan saya dah letakkan dalam Telegram ya. You can refer to it later. So saya sorry, I have to move to the next slide, which is about carbohydrate ya. Okey, tak apa. Nanti boleh tengok dalam Telegram ya. Alright, saya pergi ke next slide. So, for carbohydrate, we start with the most basic first. Carbohydrate, the monomers that build up carbohydrate, kita panggil dia sebagai monosaccharide atau monosaccharida. So the monosaccharides, okay, for monosaccharides, basically there are 3 types, which is glucose, fructose and galactose. The combination of 2 out of 3, any 2 out of 3 monosaccharides will form disaccharides. So, bolehkah kamu lengkapkan rajah ini? Glucose plus what monosaccharide will become to produce sucrose and water? Glucose plus glucose will produce what type of disaccharide? Glucose plus apa menjadi the last type of disaccharide? Apa dia? Okay, can you complete the diagram? There are basically three types of monosaccharide: glucose, fructose, and galactose. So the combination of any two out of three monosaccharide ni will form disaccharide. Tapi syarat dia salah satu tu mesti glukos lah. Glukos plus apa, glukos plus apa, glukos plus apa akan jadi disaccharide. Mari kita cuba. Alright, I can see the first answers here already. Glucose plus fructose is sucrose. Glucose plus glucose is maltose. Lastly, glucose plus galactose is lactose. Very good. So, dulu saya belajar dengan seorang cikgu ni, dia punya formula. Formula dia ialah guguma, glukos maltos, guguma. Nama dia Cikgu Harry. Ya Allah, lupa pula nama cikgu tu. Okay, Cikgu Harry ajar saya guguma, glukos maltos, gagula, galactose, glukos, lactose dan fugusu. Fructose, glukos, sucrose, guguma, gagula, fugusu. That is how I remember it lah. Ever since bila dah lama lah saya guna formula tu. Terima kasih dekat Cikgu Harry, credit to Cikgu Harry. So we know that the combination of monosaccharides will produce disaccharides. However, we need to understand another type of another categories of carbohydrate. Kita kena faham juga lagi satu kategori karbohidrat iaitu polysaccharide. So let's take a look at this one. How do you compare starch, glycogen dan selulosa? Macam mana kita nak bandingkan antara ketiga-tiga ni? Cuba tengok. Mungkin ada antara yang hijau tu represents starch. Biru, the blue circle represents glycogen and the yellow one represents cellulose. So what is the similarity of all three? Mungkinkah similarity dia dari segi the monomer or the elements? Or what are the similarities between cellulose and starch? Mungkin where we can find it. Jadi kita tulis dekat kuning dengan hijau. Ada tak similarities between starch and glycogen? Kalau ada, kita letak dekat antara biru dengan hijau dan seterusnya lah. Whatever location that makes sense. Okay, good. Okay, sudah ada satu submission in terms of function. Okay, sorry. Saya punya Google Home ni dia sibuk je nak ni. Alright. Okay. Yes, very good. Okay, the first one. In terms of function, I can see differences in terms of function here. Dia kata glycogen tu untuk storage for muscle cell and animal liver cells. Whereas in cellulose tu the main structure of plant cell wall. Bagaimana pula dengan starch? What is the function of starch? Dan apa yang sama antara ketiga-tiga dekat situ? Apa yang sama dekat starch, glycogen dengan cellulose? Mungkin dari segi monomer dia. Apa monomer atau apakah basic component yang membina ketiga-tiga ni? what is the basic unit that builds up starch, glycogen and also cellulose? Ada satu je. Apa nama dia ya? Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, all three is a type of polysaccharide. Pandai. That is good example. That is a good similarity. Okay, bagus, bagus. Teruskan. Apa ya dia punya ni? Dia punya monomer dia. Monomer. You know, monomer. You know, monomer. Monomer tu is the building block of um, all three, the building block of all three are the same. Apa nama dia? Start dengan huruf G. Apa dia nama dia ya? Glucose, yes, very good. All three have the same monomer, built by the same monomer, which is glucose. Pandai. And I agree with you. Starch is the main storage for plant. What is the similarity between starch dengan glycogen? Boleh agak tak apa yang sama antara kanji dan juga glycogen? Apa yang sama kamu rasa? Atau ada tak yang sama dengan antara kanji dengan selulosa, ada sama tak? Apa persamaan dia? Kita boleh jumpa dua-dua tu kat mana? Dua-dua. Very good. We can find both in plants. Bagus. Okay. I agree with you tapi kena tukar jawapan perkataan tu dalam color lain ya. Dipilih kalau warna hijau juga tak nampak pula jawapan dia kat situ. Bila sampai dekat circle tu ya. Okay, so starch and cellulose both can be found in plants. Lepas tu, for both starch dengan glycogen, both are main storage of energy kan? Main energy source for plants atau animals kan? Okay, storage reserve, energy reserve. Okay, so I thank you for your submissions. I agree with you the similarities and differences, and then in slide 11 the similarities and differences are already listed out for you. Nanti bila kelas kita dah habis, in this particular note you can see the same Venn diagram in slide 11 dah diisi ya, differences dia apa, similarities dia apa. Mari kita cuba soalan-soalan yang format SPM berkaitan dengan karbohidrat. Let's try some questions related to carbohydrates in SPM format. For example, this one. So can you name X and Y? So the figure shows production of molecule Y through process P. So can you name X and Y? Apakah nama molekul X? Apakah nama molekul Y? Okay, X is monosaccharide. Okay, X is monosaccharide. You are almost there. Bagus. Cuba tengok. Most dia ada clue kat situ. Ada sunlight, ada water, producing oxygen, absorbing carbon dioxide. So specifically, X tu nama dia apa? When the question is naming, bila soalan tu minta kamu namakan, usually the question requires specific name. Macam kalau kita tulis monosaccharide, it is a type of saccharide. Kan? It is a type of carbohydrate. Belum lagi nama molekul. Tak sampai. Sikit lagi. X is, dia terhasil dari proses P yang menggunakan cahaya matahari, menggunakan karbon dioksida, menghasilkan oksigen. Apakah nama molekul tu? Molekul proses P ni dihasilkan dengan menggunakan cahaya matahari dan karbon dioksida. Tenaga datang dari cahaya matahari, dia punya apa? Substrate dia, dia punya bahan asas dia ialah karbon dioksida. Apa ya? Apa dia? X tu apa? Macam mana pula dengan, ramai tak jawab lagi ni. Macam mana pula dengan Naim, Iza, Haikal, Renusha, Siti Maisara? What do you think? Apakah X? X ni terhasil dari proses fotosintesis. Dia bagi clue kat situ kan, ada cahaya matahari, menghasilkan menghasilkan oksigen. So tak mungkinlah X tu oksigen sebab dia dah label dah dekat situ. Oksigen terhasil di situ kan. So apa lagi satu produk selain daripada oksigen? Jadi X itulah jawapan dia. X, apakah nama molekul? P ialah fotosintesis. Dia kan dia tunjuk situ penghasilan molekul Y. Penghasilan molekul Y. So kalau kita tengok kat sini, molekul Y tu dibina oleh molekul X. Okay. So molekul X. Okay, good. Okay, Aish dah dapat kat situ. X is glucose. Very good. Jadi, glucose ni dihasilkan banyak glucose jadi satu rantai panjang polysaccharide. So, polysaccharide tu ialah Y. What is Y? Is it starch ke, glycogen ke, cellulose? Confirm bukan maltose ya anak-anak. Kenapa? Sebab maltose disaccharida. Dia ada 2 biji saja glukos kan? Tapi kalau kita tengok kat sini, when we look at the diagram, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 molecules of glucose. Jadi of course dia bukan maltose. Jadi it is starch. Yes, very good. So X is glucose, Y is starch. Pening juga ya soalan ni. Baru soalan namakan ya. Tak apa. Mungkin clue dia tak berapa tak mahir lagi baca clue. Sebab itulah kita buat soalan banyak-banyak supaya kemahiran membaca clue tu nanti kita dapat sama-sama ya. Kita bina sama-sama. So let's take a look at this. So this question pula, next question. Okey, berdasarkan rajah, terangkan pembentukan molekul Y. Based on the figure, explain the formation of molecule Y. So, when we talk about production of disaccharide tadi kan, kita ada arrow tadi kan. Kejap ya, saya patah balik. Okey. Saya patah balik. When we look at the formation of disaccharide tadi, kita tengok glucose tambah fructose. Lepas tu ada arrow biru forming sucrose and water. So this particular process is called condensation ke hydrolysis? tolong label pada atas arrow biru tu. This particular process is condensation ke hydrolysis? Labelkan pada arrow warna biru tu. Yes, very good. Condensation. So, when we want to combine small molecules to one big molecule kat sini, maknanya small molecule kat sini monosaccharide, big molecule kat sini ialah disaccharide. So, from monosaccharide to disaccharide, the process is condensation. If we want to break down the big molecules into small molecules balik, nama proses dia hydrolysis. Okay, where the sucrose, for example sucrose lah, katalah kita nak break down sucrose. So sucrose plus water undergo hydrolysis to form glucose and fructose. Glucose and fructose combine with each other through the process of condensation to form sucrose and water. Gitulah dia punya tertib dia. Okey, mari kita patah balik ke soalan tadi. Sekarang ni kita apply juga konsep yang sama, tetapi we are talking about formation of molecule Y. Can you explain how from molecule X, kita dah kenal tadi molecule X to glucose. Macam mana glucose tadi membentuk polimer Y iaitu starch? How from glucose form starch? What is the process? Nama proses dia apa tadi? Kalau kita nak combine condensation ke hydrolysis? Kalau kita nak combine condensation ke hydrolysis? Kan dia macam yang kecil-kecil combine jadi satu molekul besar. Condensation. Pandai. Bagus. So, siapa yang alami condensation kat sini? Okey, teruskan. You are on the right track tu. Bagus. Okey, yang berlaku kat situ proses condensation. Yes. Form X combine. Okey, X tu combine. Tak payah jangan sebut monosaccharide dah. Sebab kita tahu Y tu terbentuk daripada X. So jawapan kita mesti menunjukkan kita faham bahawa the monosaccharides that is used to produce polysaccharide Y tu adalah X. Okay. Yes, very good Aish, very good Atif, you are on the right track, almost there. Okay. Through condensation of X to form long molecular chains. Okay, condensation of many atau large number of molecule X. Tambah sikit Ais, sikit lagi jawapan kamu tu. Almost there. Condensation of many ke, a large number ke, a lot of ke. Lepas tu, to form long chain molecules tu. Betul dah lah. Okay. Kena sebut many tu. Sebab kita tengok dekat situ Y tu terdiri daripada banyak molekul X kan. So kita kena kata many lah. Okay. Formation X combined with Y is called condensation. Okay. Kalau kamu nak jawab dalam bahasa Melayu pun boleh tau. Tak ada masalah ya. So, formation atau combination. Lagi cantik kita cakap combination of many X molecule through condensation, melalui proses condensation. Okay, combination of many X molecule. Boleh? Combination of many X molecules through condensation Macam apa I tulis ni lah. To form long molecular chains. To form long molecular chains. Nama molecular chains tu adalah polymer Y lah. Okay. Okay. So, um, kalau kita sebut condensation saja baru dapat satu markah ya. Kita kena sebut apakah substance yang mengalami condensation tu. So substance yang mengalami condensation tu X molecule. So many X molecules undergo condensation to combine with each other to form long chain molecules. Satu sampel jawapan saya dah letakkan dalam Telegram ya. Dan kejap ya. Okey, saya juga setuju dengan jawapan Atif ya. Very good. Very clear. Many S molecule combine. Nama proses tu condensation. The product is long molecular chain called polymer Y. Very good. Okay. Alright. The next one, mari kita tengok a Benedict, wait, let's talk about Benedict test. Allah Akbar. Boleh pula tersasul malam ni. Let's talk about Benedict test malam ni. Okay, I give you another 30 seconds ya. I give you another 30 seconds to update and then we will take a look at Benedict test atau ujian Benedict. So, if I hope that you have conducted this particular experiment at school. Kalau tak buat pun tak apa, ada gambar ni nanti, jangan risau. Okay ya. Alright, let's take a look here. Okay, so ujian Benedict atau Benedict test is a formulation using copper sulfate as an indicator lah. Ujian Benedict ni ialah satu ujian yang digunakan untuk mengesan reducing sugar. It is used to detect reducing sugar atau gula penurun. It is blue in color because it has copper ion inside there from copper sulfate. So macam kita discuss tadi, bila larutan garam larut dalam air, dia akan terpisah dua. Macam copper sulfate, dia terpisah jadi Cu2 plus and SO4 2 negatif. So the Cu2 plus ion give the blue color of the Benedict test, and when it reacted with reducing sugar, it will form brick red precipitate. Cu2 plus ni dia akan bertindak balas dengan gula penurun. Dia akan menerima elektron, 2 elektron. Lepas tu it will change lah from copper sulfate, from copper ion into copper oxide. So copper oxide is a solid form. Dia dalam keadaan solid, dia bukan lagi keadaan ion. Jadi dia tak lagi larut dalam air, it will form a precipitate. Precipitate tu maksud dia dalam keadaan solid lah. Jadi bukan larutan tu warna merah, tapi kita akan nampak ampayan-ampayan, sort of very fine solid floating inside the test tube. So when we do Benedict test, when there is a presence of gula penurun atau reducing sugar, the blue color will change to brick red precipitate. Kalau no change, maknanya there is no reducing sugar in the food sample. So, uh, based on what we have learned about monosaccharide and disaccharide, we know that kita tahu mana satu yang gula penurun, mana satu yang gula bukan penurun. So here is a sample question here. A group of students carried out Benedict test to determine the type of carbohydrates. Results obtained are as follows. Dekat A, B dengan C tu, only A and B, brick red precipitate is formed, no change, tak ada perubahan untuk C. So kenapa berbeza? Why there is a different observation between food sample A and food sample C? Apa yang berbeza? Dan kita terangkan perbezaan tu. Sebab tu 2 markah ya. Apa yang berbeza? Dari segi konten ke, kan? Dari segi chemical reaction ke, what is it? Okay. How about you, Iza, Maisara, Haikal, Amalia, Renusha, Naim? What do you think? Nanti kalau kamu tak tulis kan, nanti bila nota ni sampai kat kamu, dia akan kosong, ruang kosong je lah. So you need to try and write, complete the questions. Bila kamu complete the questions, cuba untuk tulis, baru saya tahu kamu tahu tak kat mana, dekat mana saya nak bantu isi kelompongan tu, kan? Okey. So ada satu idea di sini, idea ini menyatakan food sample A ada positive result sebab ada glucose dalam tu. Tapi sample C no changes because it has sucrose. Okay. Okay, I understand. Okay. So, kan ke tadi kita baru discuss Benedict test ni is to detect the presence of reducing sugar, kan? So apa kaitan dia dekat sini? Antara A dengan C, yang mana satu ada reducing sugar? Itu pun kita boleh tambah dalam jawapan kita. Which one is the reducing sugar between A and C? Kat mana kita nak tulis? Okay. So, Aish, your answer already got 1/2 marks. Boleh tulis satu lagi ayat untuk dapat full mark. Okay, satu lagi. Okay, yes, I agree with you, Siti Maisara. Very good. Food sample A has reducing sugar in it. While food sample C does not have. Bagus, bagus, bagus. Okay, 1 daripada 2 markah dah dekat situ, Siti Maisara. One more. One more, you can write one more. Why? Maybe we can explain in terms of the types of sugar that can be found in A. Monosaccharide jenis apa? Glucose ke? Fructose ke? Galactose ke? Atau disaccharide ke dalam tu? Lactose ke? Sucrose ke? Atau maltose, kan? Okay. Alright. I agree with you, Aish Naufal, which is food sample A turns to brick red precipitate because it has glucose in it, while sample C has no changes because it has sucrose. A is reducing sugar, contains reducing sugar. Sample C does not have reducing sugar in it. Okey, sedikit penambahbaikan saja Aish Naufal. Gambar kat situ, gambarnya ialah fruit. It indicates the presence of fructose sebenarnya ya. Fructose bukan glucose ya. Fructose. Tak apa. Gambar kedua tu, sampel B tu ialah glucose. Okay. So sampel A tu dia nak tunjuk fructose sebenarnya sebab ada gambar buah kan. So gula buah lah fructose. Gambar kedua tu barulah sumber glukos. Sebab memang ada label kat situ lah. Glucolin tu is pure glucose substance. Gula perai, table sugar is sucrose. Okay, good job Aish. Dah dapat 2 markah kat situ. Okay, so it is because the presence of glucose in, tambah sikit ya Maisara, presence of glucose in sample A, presence of sucrose in sample C. Tambah sikit ya. Kita habaq Mai kata in sample A there is fructose, glucose pula saya salah. Sample A got fructose, sample B got sucrose. So sucrose is not a reducing sugar. Semua monosaccharide, glucose, fructose, galactose, and also these two disaccharide, lactose pula. Sorry. Lactose and also maltose, okay, are reducing sugar. Sucrose, even though it is a disaccharide, is not a reducing sugar. That is why lah sample C no positive observation. Okay. Alright, very good everyone. Yes, nak tanya soalan ke? Okay, tanyalah.
But I'm afraid that I'll sound stupid.
Tak ada. Terus je tanya, no worries.
Teacher, I want to ask. What is exactly a reducing sugar? Macam, what are the functions?
Bagus soalan tu. Bagus. Reducing sugar ni, okay, kejap ya. Kejap saya kena fikir dulu. Form 4 belum belajar lagi oxidation and reduction dalam chemistry. Dah ke belum? Belum lah tu. Okay, tak apa. Belum lah tu. Okay. So, sebab saya kena consider kalau kamu dah belajar, cara saya explain lain sikit lah. Okay. So, kalau kita, macam mana kata ya, reducing sugar atau reducing sugar macam glucose, fructose, galactose, maltose and lactose are the kind of chemical substance yang menyebabkan other chemicals except electron. Okay, menyebabkan bahan lain atau elemen lain atau ions except electron. Kalau dia donate electron, dia substance tu oxidize. Tapi kalau substance tu accept electron, substance tu reduce. For example, dalam, sebab ada orang tengah tulis ya, dalam sekejap, saya nak patah balik sekejap ya, saya tukar kepada student paste. Wait Naim boleh terus tulis ya, tak ada masalah. Saya tukar kepada student paste, saya patah balik ya. Okay, kembali kepada untuk menjawab soalan Siti Maisarah tadi. So, bila ada reducing sugar causes Cu2 plus to accept 2 electron. So, bila kalau tak ada reducing sugar, Cu2 plus tu akan maintain dalam keadaan 2 plus. No 2 electrons. Dia kurang 2 elektron kan. Tapi bila ada reducing sugar, it causes Cu 2 plus to accept 2 elektron. So dari keadaan 2 positif tadi, Cu dah jadi tak ada charge. So daripada 2 plus jadi kosong, tak ada charge. That is why the term is reduce. Cu reduce daripada 2 positif jadi tak ada charge. Dari ada 2 positif, kosong charge. So itu yang kita katakan reducing sugar. It causes Cu2 plus to become Cu atom. Dia sudah hilang nilai charge ke atas. Reduce from being ion, positive ion to become an atom. Macam mana lagi nak explain ni? Sekejap nanti kita tengok dalam enzim, kita akan tengok mengenai oxidation pula. So hopefully bila kamu tengok explanation pasal oxidation, you can compare it with reduction pula nanti. Tapi dalam konteks ni, kenapa dia adalah reducing sugar? Sebab the presence of that particular sugar causes copper ion to receive 2 electron. Jadi daripada nilai dia 2 positif, nilai copper sudah jadi kosong. That is why it is reduced. Adakah saya menjawab soalan Siti Maisarah?
Yes, teacher. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, lega saya. Okay, thank you. Alright. Mari kita pergi ke protein pula. Let's try protein pula. Let's start from the basic. So, similar to the formation and breakdown of polysaccharide atau disaccharide, cuba kamu lengkapkan reaction ni. Each of the square represents one amino acid. So ada amino acid warna biru gelap, maknanya amino acid jenis A. Warna biru cerah, biru terang, light blue tu amino acid jenis B. So can you complete the labels? Apakah proses yang berlaku dekat situ? Arrow ke kanan proses apa? Arrow ke kiri proses apa? Each blocks tu, when it is separated, adakah nama dia masih lagi dipeptide atau nama dia dah lain? Yes, very good. Oh. Okay, very good. So, bila from one big molecule, dipeptide, kenapa kita kata big molecule? Sebab it consists of 2 squares kan? So, dipeptide, it breakdown, pergi ke kanan, breakdown, the process is hydrolysis, forming 2 amino acid. Kan nama dia dipeptide, di tu maksud dia 2. So ada 2 biji amino acid, 2 amino acid in one dipeptide. When it undergoes hydrolysis, 2 amino acids are released plus water. Kan sebab nama dia proses dia hydrolysis. So when we want to combine the amino acids back, so amino acid combine with another amino acid and water, the process is condensation to form dipeptide. Okay. So let's take a look at this particular proses. Mari kita tengok proses soalan seterusnya. Okay, soalan seterusnya. Tadi kita tengok formation of dipeptide. Okay, now we want to apply the reaction that you have just labeled into the breakdown of protein. Okay, so the diagram shows how protein X is broken down to form products. Can you explain how the products are formed? So, kita tengok pada protein X ni, it is consist of many amino acid. Macam mana saya tahu many amino acid? Sebab there are many squares in the protein X. And then there's a yellow arrow there. What is the process that break down the protein X into the products? Take a look at the product. Product tu semuanya in the form of two a pair, a pair, a pair, a pair. Ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs. So, what is the name of the product? Markah dia 4 sebab from protein X to product, what is the process? Kan arrow yellow tu kita kena habak mai dulu nama dia, nama proses tu apa. And then nama produk tu apa. And apa dan sebagainya lah. Okay. Sorry markah dia bukan 4, markah dia 3. Saya salah tulis kat situ, markah dia 3 saja. Okay, what is the name of the process? Oh, sorry. Okay, dah nampak. Okay, tulis je kat mana-mana kat situ. Okay, thank you for writing on the left side of the screen. Saya meant to make this as a text submission. Saya tersilap. Okay. The products form are dipeptides. Pandai, bagus. Okay. You are on the right track. Teruskan. Nama produk dia dipeptide. Proses dia adalah hydrolysis. Okay, okay. You're almost there, almost there. Okay. Alright. Okay, so kita tengok kat sini. Nama proses tu hydrolysis. Okay, the product form is dipeptide. Good. And then, what do you think the enzyme that is involved with this particular process? Ada tak nama enzyme yang spesifik untuk proses ni? Do you have an idea? Kamu rasa nama enzyme dia apa? Okay. Okay. So, kenapa 3 markah? 3 markah ya, bukan 4 markah. Saya tersilap kat situ. Okay, the process is hydrolysis. Okay, most of you memang dah label hydrolysis. Number 2, the product is dipeptide. Okay, good. The product is dipeptide. So, dah 2 markah kat situ kan? In this process, okay, in this process, water molecules are formed, kan? Kejap ya, macam ni ya. Saya tunjukkan saya punya screen. Alright. Okay. Saya tunjukkan saya punya screen ya. Okay. So kenapa markah soalan ni 3 ya? Okay, saya gunakan pen merah. Pen merah. Bolehlah pen merah. Okay. Nombor 1, as you have mentioned before, in this area, okay, the process that converts protein X to the product is hydrolysis. Okay, nombor 1 point dia ialah hydrolysis. Okay, that is number 1. And then point number 2 ialah dalam proses ini, in this process, the product form is dipeptides. Okay, in order to break down protein to dipeptides, okay, the bond between this molecule, saya buat line pula, line merah lah. Sekejap ya. Oh, okay, line hitam boleh. Okay, the bond between this and this and this and this are broken down kan, digested. So for each of these broken bonds, 1 molecule of water are formed. Since there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 products are formed, 5 dipeptides are formed, 1, 2, 3, 4 molecules of water are produced as the byproduct. Okay, kejap. Okay, kejap ya. Adakah saya memang tunjuk dalam Google Meet saya punya screen? Okay, betul-betul. Sorry. Saya terconfuse pula Okay. So, the name of the enzyme involved with this particular reaction is, kita boleh tambah kat sini, this process uses the enzyme protease. Okay, atau nanti bila kita dah belajar digestion, most likely kita instead of protease, kita juga boleh tulis enzyme trypsin. Okay, nanti bila dah belajar digestion baru kita tulis ni ya. So, kenapa 3 marks bukan 4 marks ya? Kenapa 3 marks? Nama proses hydrolysis, nama produk ialah dipeptide, and number 3, the enzyme involved in this reaction is protease atau trypsin. Okay, saya screenshot dulu kat sini. Sebab tu markah dia, saya kena potong dulu sini ya. So markah dia bukan 4 tapi 3 ya, 3 markah. So saya screenshot kat sini the answer. Okay. Sekejap ya. Okay, now let's take a look at the next part, which is kita nak tengok lipid pula. Okay, for lipid, lipid is a organic chemical in our body that is insoluble to water tapi soluble to organic solvent such as alcohol, ether atau chloroform. Besides carbohydrate, lipid is our energy reserve and it also serve as a layer of protection among our internal organs. Antara organ-organ kita ni ada adipose tissue yang jadi sort of cushion and also lapisan perlindungan untuk internal organs dan juga penebat haba atau heat insulator for us and also for animals. So can you use the draw function to show the formation and breakdown of triglycerides in the box given? Okay, rupa fatty acid dengan glycerol saya dah bagi kat situ. Bolehkah kamu tunjukkan menggunakan molekul yang diberi dekat situ, fatty acid dengan glycerol What is the reaction between the two to produce triglyceride? Gunakan draw function. Oh, very smart lah cara Amalia lukis square tu. Very nice. Okay, very good Haikal. You are on the right track. Teruskan. Oh, Aish dah siap dah. Apa dia punya satu lagi ialah water. Kat mana kita nak tulis water? And then between fatty acid and glycerol tu Aish kena lukis plus. Okay, red square. Oh, cantiknya dia lukis. Okay, red square. Nampak macam sperm pun ada. Some of your drawings ni. Don't forget between the glycerol dengan fatty acid kena ada tanda plus. Haikal pun tertinggal tu tanda plus. Okay. Naim, jangan lupa tanda plus. Okay, almost there. Okay, untuk Aish dengan Haikal, where is your water? I cannot see lah. Okay, nampak. Saya nampak. Okay, saya nampak kat atas tu. Oh, sangat kemas. Lukisan Atif, very good. Okay. Amalia juga sangat kemas. Jangan lupa arrow tu ada dua ya. Condensation, satu lagi hydrolysis kena label juga. Okay, ya nampak. Apa? Saya nampak Aish. Oh, begitu besar sekali ya dia lukis apa buat arrow ya dah nampak dah. Alright. Okay, very nice. Good job Amalia. Okay, condensation hydrolysis ada. Okay, Iza, how are you? Are you okay? Okay, Naim pun very nice. Make sure you add water ya. How many water molecules? Tambah water molecules ya, Naim. Okay, almost there. Almost there, Renusha. Renusha tinggal nak tulis berapa H2O saja. Okay, plus H2O. Oh, ini memang artistik, bombastik, fantastik ni. Okay, Maisara, almost there also. Um, The square for triglyceride tu belum ada lagi ya. Okay. Bila Mai Sarah tengok ada square untuk triglyceride tu, nanti kejap ya, saya tunjuk contoh satu. Okay. Okay, saya tunjuk contoh satu. Boleh tengok dalam Google Meet. Satu contoh. Jangan lupa Amalia. Tambah 3 H2O. Okay, sebelah triglyceride tu tambah 3 H2O. Condensation kan, dia keluarkan air. 3 H2O. Very good. Okay, tulis plus kat depan dia. Plus 3 H2O plus 3H2O. Alright, so here is one sample answer if you want to refer to. Okay, saya screenshot juga. Oh, sudah 9:46. Cepatnya masa berlalu. Sebentar ya. Alright. So, oh sorry, saya lock screen dah. Okay, so let's try a few sample answer. Sample answer pula. Sample question. Let's try a few sample questions regarding lipid. Thank you so much everyone. You drew very nice. Your drawings clearly indicates the process of condensation and hydrolysis, where for condensation, one molecule of glycerol combined with 3 molecules of fatty acids to produce triglyceride and 3H2O. And then if we go backwards, if we want to break down triglyceride, the process is hydrolysis. Syabas, bagus semuanya, bagus. Thank you so much. Semua pun respon, Alhamdulillah. Okay, Siti Maisara, is okay Siti Maisara. Saya memang faham yang Siti Maisara lukis tu, no worries. Saya tahu memang susah untuk lukis pakai padek ni kan. So whatever you have, I accept. Okay, now let's try to answer this question. So the diagram shows the formation of an organic substance F. Boleh agak tak? Apakah substance F tu? So bila kamu boleh agak substance F tu apa, you can name X and Y. Apa dia X dengan Y tu? Okay, dia ada bagi clue kat situ. Salah satu substance yang membina substance substance S pula. Substance F ialah glycerol. Cuba name X and Y. Okay, cuba kita tengok balik. Ini basically dia menguji balik apa yang kamu lukis tadi lah. Baru saat ni kamu lukis kan. Glycerol tu ada satu. Okay, glycerol 1. And then the X molecules ada 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 X molecules combine with 1 glycerol to produce substance F and Y plus Y molecules. So X ialah apa? Benda apa tadi yang gabung dengan glycerol tadi? 3 apa? Y. Y tu dalam proses ni ada 3 biji, 3 Y molecules produce. Itu clue yang kedua ya. Amalia tadi macam betul dah tadi. Macam betul dah. Ish Atif. Cuba Atif teka. Okay. Yes, very good Amalia. Y molecules are water. Bagus. Syabas. Okay, Y molecules water. X tu kamu rasa apa? X tu apa benda yang combine dengan glycerol ya tadi masa kita lukis tadi? X tu something yang combine. Yes, pandai Siti Maisara. X tu fatty acid. Pandai dia. Okay, good job. Good recall. Good memory. Bagus. Okay, X is fatty acid. Y one molecules are water. So saja saya bagi gambar yang lain sikit. Ada clue kat situ kan, glycerol. So nak uji kemahiran kamu recall. X tu fatty acid, Y tu water. Bagus. Okay, mari kita pergi ke the next part. X tu fatty acid ya Renusha. Don't forget. Okay, don't forget to write. Saya screenshot satu jawapan daripada Naim. Thank you Naim. Alright, let's take a look at the next one. Can you explain the process shown in the diagram? Boleh tak kamu explain atau terangkan proses yang berlaku kat situ? Macam mana? What is the process? Tadi kamu dah kenal X tu fatty acid, Y tu water molecules. So kamu tahulah F tu apa kan? F tu nama dia apa? So kita boleh ceritalah kat situ. Siti Masara dah mula dah tu. Bagus. Okay, berapa biji molekul anakku? Berapa biji glycerol combine with berapa biji fatty acid? How many molecules of glycerol combine with how many molecules of fatty acid? Syabas, pandai dia. Okay. Betul tu Atif. Proses dia ialah proses condensation. Bagus. I agree with you. So, daripada jawapan Atif dengan Siti Maisarah ni, sudah dapat 2 mark dah ni. Dah dapat 2 markah dah ni. Bagus. Okay. The process is condensation, point 1. Point 2, the process combine 3 fatty acid ya, bukan contain. The process combine. Macam Siti Masarah tulis ni. Combine 1 glycerol with 3 fatty acid. Okay. Condensation 1 markah. Mentioning during the process, kamu mention you mention that it is the combination of 3 fatty acid and 1 glycerol is the second mark, second point. Third point is the product. Okay, product dia, cuba kita tengok kat sini. Satu triglyceride kan, substance F tu only 1. So 1 triglyceride. Kenapa tulis macam tu? Are you okay? Don't worry tau. Memang kelas saya bagi banyak soalan macam ni so that you know how to apply in in SPM context. That don't just keep trying. I will help you to improve your sentences. Tak semestinya ayat mesti sebiji macam saya tak ya. Macam cara approach macam Siti Maisarah, dia nyatakan substrate dia dulu, substance dia dulu iaitu glycerol combined with fatty acid. Macam Atif, dia start dengan naming the process, condensation. That is okay, very good. As long as your the way you explain it makes sense lah. Jangan kata triglyceride combine with water jadi fatty acid dengan glycerol pula kan, terbalik kan. Okay. Alright, so here is a sample answer. Okay, so kenapa 3 markah? Ayat dia pendek-pendek saja. Okay, the process is condensation, 1 mark. Combination between 3 fatty acid and 1 glycerol. Nombor ni kena tulis ya anak-anak. The number must be mentioned, how many and how many. The product of the process is 1 triglyceride and 3 water molecules. Syabas. Thank you Ati for your submission. Sekejap ya. Check nak screenshot tak? Okay, check dah screenshot. Oh, sorry. I will show all the responses back. So Alhamdulillah anak-anak, up until now, it's already 9:55 ya. Saya rasa I won't do you justice if I discuss nucleic acid in a very short time. Sebab nucleic acid ni essential juga untuk the next chapter. So basically anak-anak, what we have discussed today is chemical composition of the cell, starting from the characteristic of water as a universal solvent, and has cohesion and adhesion, and has high heat capacity. And then we have discussed about the monomers of polysaccharide, and then the combination of monomers jadi disaccharide, and then the combination of monomers also can become polysaccharide. And then we have also discussed the formation and breakdown of protein and formation and breakdown of lipid. So hopefully tomorrow's class we will start at 9:30 kan? Kita bukan start 8:30 ya. Sebab saya dimaklumkan most of you ada kelas 9:30 baru free. So tomorrow we will start at 9:30 ya. Alright. Sorry. To conclude our lesson for today, may I have your feedback regarding today's lesson? What do you think of today's lesson? What did you like? What didn't you like? What was easy and what was hard? Is there any part of today's lesson that is hard that I may address in tomorrow's lesson? Yang saya boleh ulang explain atau explain dalam bentuk lain untuk kelas esok. Esok jangan awal-awal esok 9:30 Oh, I can't answer some question. Can you state what question that you cannot answer? Boleh tulis tak soalan yang mana yang kamu tak boleh jawab? Nanti saya cuba address balik soalan tu. I can't, tolong bagi tahu dulu. Okay, sekejap ya. Nanti tulis soalan mana yang tak boleh tu, nanti saya tengokkan. Oh, protein. But protein tu ya. Last question. Oh, last question. Okay. Alright. I take note of that. Nanti esok kita discuss. Okay, last question Alright, so apa yang nak sebut tadi? Thank you so much. Sorry, saya nak tergelak sebab macam ada someone tulis something yang heartwarming pula kat sini ya. Okay, so thank you so much for your attention and your feedback. I will address your concerns during our class tomorrow ya. Tomorrow kita cover nucleic acid dan kita masuk enzyme. So sekian wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Thank you so much for coming. Good night. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome.
Thank you, teacher.